Hamburg around Christmas is a sight to behold. Christmas lights reflect off the waters of historic canals, while historic streets and buildings provide a magical setting for officially over 30 Christmas markets. Realistically, however, the number is more like 19, with the one at Rathaus being the largest of them all. The Rathausmarkt, also called Roncalli Christmas Market, is very well known and the most popular of all Hamburg's Christmas markets. It's located at the Rathaus Square, home to Hamburg City Hall. The backdrop of the City Hall, dating to the late 19th century, adds atmosphere to an already charming Christmas market. The 80 or so market stalls are set out in neat rows in this traditional and historic Christmas market. Shopping stalls sell crafts like handmade toys, cooking-related tools, and Christmas decorations. Combined among the shopping stalls, the food stalls sell all of the standard German Christmas market items. For example, the traditional food like bratwurst, various Christmas sweets, and of course hot drinks like hot chocolate and glüh wine. For those who don't know, it's a traditional hot spiced wine. This market is most attractive in the evening because the stalls are lit with colorful lights and so is the large Christmas tree. Well, to be honest, it isn't actually a tree. It's a pole with long strings of white lights in the shape of a Christmas tree. Nevertheless, it contributes to the festive atmosphere. The Rathaus Christmas Market is also really popular because it features der Weihnachtsmann, meaning Santa Claus, aka der Weihnachtsmann, shows up here every day. There happens a small 10-minute show and he passes over the market in his sledge daily at 4, 6 and 8 p.m. There's also an audio storytelling broadcast in German during the show. I don't speak much German, but listening to the broadcast made me wonder if even the locals could understand it, because the spot has music playing, people drinking, enjoying, talking and laughing, and on top of that, the sound quality of the broadcast was quite substandard and full of echo. But anyway, it's something interesting. The Rathaus Christmas Market also features a vintage merry-go-round. I've been at Rathaus on numerous occasions in the past months, and its transformation now during Christmas is truly remarkable. Full points to the efforts towards creating an enchanting winter Christmas atmosphere, even when it's not as cold or snowy as you would want to experience for the picturesque white Christmas. The wooden stalls are decorated with pine branches and white light, and there are plenty of Christmas songs and carols playing as you pass by from one stall to another. The Christmas markets are really popular amongst both the locals and tourists alike, and the markets get really crowded in the evening. Not just that, but the crowd gets increasingly, let's say, jolly as the evening progresses, but overall the mood is nice and friendly. For the same reason, besides your camera, carry as little as possible when exploring the Christmas markets, as you don't want to be worrying about a handbag or a backpack while walking through a sea of people. You can of course carry a cotton bag to keep your stuff in case you plan on shopping something. Just 5 minutes walk away from the Rathaus Christmas Market is the Jungfrauenstieg Christmas Market. Jungfrauenstieg Market, German name Weißer Zauber, which means white magic, stretches along the Jungfrauenstieg Boulevard, one side of Hamburg's Binnenalster, that is the Inner Alster. In case you don't know, the Alster is a small lake connected to the river Elbe by a canal. The Jungfrauenstieg Christmas Market is popular because of how it looks and its location. I'd say it's one of the most beautiful Christmas markets I've seen. With dozens of stalls in white tents, it's a pretty magical sight. A couple of the shopping stalls at Jungfrauenstieg Market have the same handmade items as the Rathaus Market. Maybe they're owned by the same company, or maybe they use the same supplier. Often handmade, they were somehow more stylish and consequently often more on the expensive side. Both the markets offer ample options for Christmas gift shopping since you have many stalls to explore and choose from. The walkway at Jungfrauenstieg Market is definitely wider, and here you can actually enjoy the stroll better. Food stalls are plenty in number, and I think there's more variety in terms of the things one can do here. For example, you can take a boat ride for a short tour around the lake. The water laps in the background and the buildings on the other two sides of the lake reflecting in the water add to the Christmassy atmosphere. There's even a huge Christmas tree on the tiny island in the middle. Actually, there are more Christmas markets in this area, the Gänsemarkt and others for example. It seemed to me that quite a few of these markets are local affairs. That is, just an opportunity for the residents in a particular neighborhood to have a drink. Each was very small, and I got the impression that these were more meant as a neighborhood gathering spot rather than a public market. In other words, if you happen to be staying in a hotel nearby in any of these areas, It would be a great spot to have a last drink in the evening before going to bed. Take my word for it, you'll walk more than you plan to, and the stalls, even for food or drinks, generally don't have seating. Even those that do have a seating generally don't have that many. So you'll end up doing all of your eating or drinking either standing or leaning. So wear comfortable shoes and also keep an eye on the weather and dress warmly enough, as you'll be outside all the time and it can get really chilly really quick. Another thing I learned is that not all Christmas markets are open through Christmas. I have no idea why, but some already close by end November or early December. Also, when buying a mug of Glühwein or any other drink on offer, you will be required to pay a deposit for the glass. The word is Pfand in German. This is usually around 3 to 5 euros, and if you want to keep that mug as a souvenir, you can. You simply lose what you paid as a deposit. If you're visiting from a different city, note that Hamburg has excellent public transport system connectivity, and you don't really need a car. Just get the €49 monthly ticket if you're staying longer, or a Hamburg pass for stays up to a week, especially if you want to visit the museums too. You can easily combine the Christmas market with city sightseeing. Hit that like if you enjoyed exploring the Christmas markets, and subscribe for more content just like this. As always, thanks for watching, keep exploring. This is Rahul for Roma Realm, and I'll see you in the next one.